Hello, ladies with gentlemen. This is gonna be my first and very own ranking every Rainbow Six Siege operator. This has totally never been done before. Uh, so this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna do every operator except for the newest two operators featured here in year 8 season 2. Except for recruit, of course, even though I love recruit, but sadly I have to disappoint you guys and exclude him. So yeah, sorry about that, recruit. And yeah, there's not much else to do before the video starts, so let's jump right into it. Hope you enjoy. Now, first and foremost, we're gonna start with the infamous Sledge. Now, Sledge is a 1 speed, 3 health operator from the SAS. He can use either a M59 shotgun or an L8 assault rifle as his main weapon, and as a secondary weapon he can choose a pistol. Of course, he also has his unique ability, which is a sledgehammer, which can breach through both barricades and soft walls. You can also do the famous grenade drops from from above, where you use the hammer to break the floor and drop a nade. Of course, this only works on wooden floors and not reinforced ones or concrete floors. As gadgets, he can either use a frag grenade, a stun grenade, or last but not least, a EMP grenade. On the attacking side, and excluding or with Buck, Sledge and Buck are the most versatile and also, in my opinion, the best operators for floor-to-floor combat. Like if you're on the first floor and you're gonna kill someone on the second, or vice versa. As mentioned earlier, Sledge can use its breaching hammer to breach soft walls, etc., and so can Buck, but we'll get to that later. And because of that, I'm only gonna give him an A, because as said, Buck can breach both floors above him and below him, and Sledge can only breach floors below him and walls, of course, as well as Buck. And next up is Thatcher. Now, I don't really have a lot to say about Thatcher, given that his ability is not really unique. As I said before, Sledge also has the option to carry EMP grenades, so if you wanna have EMP grenades, you're better off just picking another character. And simply because of that, it's gonna be a D for me. And next up is Smoke. Now, Smoke's gadget, or his unique ability, is the smoke bomb, which is a little device he throws and he can detonate it and yellow smoke pops out. This deals a lot of damage, and it's very good for playing time, like keeping defenders out of sight, or even if they're sight, you can trap him with it. So yeah, he's a very good time player. But because of only having 3 smoke bombs and that he's very comfortable with just running away from it, it's only gonna be C for me. Now, next up is Mute. Now, Mute is a good defender in my opinion, with 4 mute jammers that can mute anything, any devices, drones, etc. His weapons are okay, except for his secondary SMG. Even though you know how to control the recoil, it's too crazy. Like, fire one shot and you almost done a 180. So yeah. But because of his SMG and the range on the mute jammers, I'm only gonna give him a B. Now, Thermite is the next character. He is very good. You can use his thermite charge on either soft walls or hatches or even reinforced walls, as long as they're not electrified. But as long as Sledge or any other operator with the MP grenade can take care of that, then you're good to go. So I'm gonna give Thermite a A. And next in line is Ash, and she's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm gonna give her a B. And next in line is Pulse. Pulse is also pretty much self-explanatory. However, his ability could be a little better, but I don't blame him. So let's go and put him right next to our beloved Ash and throw him in B. Next up is Castle. Castle is a very good operator, given that he can place better barricades, which is his castle armors, which after the, I can't remember which update, but yeah, it only takes 9 punches to break. Earlier, like a few years ago, it was like 11, but yeah, he's been nerfed a little bit, but he's still a great operator to play, and he's also very beginner friendly. So yeah. So we're gonna go right ahead and throw him in B. And next up is Monty. Monty sometimes good, sometimes not as good, so I'm just gonna give him a solid B. Now next up is Twitch. Her drone is one shot, and yeah, she's just not as good. She's kind of beginner friendly, but yeah, nothing more than that. She doesn't have her very own unique ability, except for drone that is not really that good. Now next in line is Dark. Now Dark has a healing pistol, which he can either self-heal, like shoot himself, or shoot teammates to either heal them back to normal HP or boost their HP. I think it's like 20-25% above what they normally have. But yeah, that's Dark, and I mean, he's a solid operator. It takes some time to learn how to play him because he's kind of a support role, so you can't really roam with him. But yeah, oh well, he's a good operator. So let's go ahead and throw him in B. Now next up is Rook. Now Rook has his armor pack, which makes for 1 armor pack for per person or per player in the team. The armor pack gives you, or the armor plate gives you extra HP, as well as if you get downed, you can self-revive, just like Doc can self-revive him, but this counts for every teammate that wears the armor plate. So I'll make him better than Doc, but he's also a solid and good operator, especially with his P90. So we're gonna go ahead and throw him in the A section. Next up is Fuse. He's a very good operator with his 4 fuse charges and 2 heart breaches, which I normally use. This makes for some good breaches, both from the walls, like from the sides, and also from above. So yeah, he's a pretty solid operator, and we'll give him an A. Next up is Glass. Glass is a good operator. If you, for example, have a thermite on, let's say, Charlotte basement, he's very good because you can, from far away, smoke and use his thermite to look in. Sniper also deals quite a fair amount of damage, but as you see in this clip right here, this also has a downside that it zooms so much in, and I don't really have a peripheral view to see anything. So yeah, you can't really play him close range unless you use his SMG. Now this does make me kind of wonder where to place him on the tier list, but I'm just gonna have a quick think about it, and we'll place him later. But meanwhile, we'll skip over to the next operator, which is Tachanka. Tachanka, his Shumika launcher thing, it's alright on a few maps like Theme Park, etc. But other than that, you shouldn't really be playing him because his ADS is slow, and it just takes like 40 years for him to reload. So I'm gonna place him in D. And now next up is Capcan. Now I don't really have a lot to say about Capcan. His guns are good, his unique ability with the intro denial device is good, and he's also very beginner friendly. Taking into consideration if you're a cover example, most players are not really gonna see him or his traps. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw him in A, which also makes for the first S tier operator of this video. And next up is Soulless. We're gonna mix it up a little bit, not doing it in a chronological order. And need I say more, she's good for runouts, she's good for clutching, everything. She can do a lot with her electronic device scanner. Capitao, gonna have him throw him in E because it's Capitao. I don't really see a point in his ability, and yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. And yeah, now next up is Thunderbird. After the newest updates, etc., her healing stations don't heal as much HP, and they just take longer to heal. But her weapons kind of make up for it, so I'm gonna give her a D. And yeah, now next up, Vigil. Unlike Nook, Vigil actually shows. Oh no, as a character, Vigil's not shown to the camera, but the camera glitches out, showing that someone is playing Vigil. So that alone for me, like, it just, I mean, with his ability, it should like hide him from the cameras, but it just doesn't, and that for me is gonna put him in D, right next to Thunderbird. And next up is Scario. I repeat, do not play him, he is trash. So yeah, we put him in F for failure. Now next up is Jackal. Jackal always gets banned in ranked, and that for me throws him quite far down the tiers. But if he doesn't get banned and you play him and you actually know how to play him, he makes for a pretty good operator. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give him a B. Now the next operator is Ying. Ying is one of my favorite operators to play because of her unique ability to just rush in, 2 smokes, 4 candelas, plant, and you basically already won the round. Be careful when using it because sometimes can go a bit wrong. If your team is not in on it, on the strat, then you're probably gonna fail, but I'm just gonna go ahead and throw her in S tier. Now we're just gonna go with Oryx. He's just bad. His ability is just so bad. He can make rotates, so can Legion and Aruni and a lot of other ops, and he can jump hatches, which is only useful like in 1 out of 100 games. So yeah, I'm just gonna go put him in F right next to Goryo. And with this recording, after about 20 minutes, I've completed my tier list. Need to say more. Capcan, Soulless, Ying, we already covered those. They're very good. Buck is also very good in this meta. Given that he can, unlike Sledge, break floors above him and below him easily, makes for a pretty good floor to floor combatter. Kate, he can electrify a lot with just 1 claw, whereas Bandit needs to use a battery for 1 thing. Asami, also very good, can make some very disgusting pixel peaks or pixel angles, so you gotta watch out for her. Hibana, she can breach reinforced walls from a distance, like very far away, which makes her good. And Valkyrie, which can get some very good intel for your team when defending. In A we have Sledge and Thermite and Rook. We cover those. Fuse, also very good. Also very versatile. He's got a shit ton of health, which makes him very good. If someone is roaming, you can have a little slow reaction time when turning around and shooting them because he's got so much HP, but you still need to watch out. But oh no, he's a good operator. Miranosa, need I say more? A glass you can just place down and peek around it and shoot people. Like, it's just too OP. Ace, also reinforced walls, also from a distance, not as good as Hibana. Hibana can do some weirder angles and breaches than Ace, which makes her better. Thorn does have some pretty interesting places to place her thorns to kind of trap people and get an easy kill. And Sophia is kind of like Ashe. She's got 2 of the explosive rounds, but she's also got 2 concussion grenades, which in my view and opinion makes her better. And if we stick to Goyo and Oryx, for E we stick with Capitao, Melusi and Grim. Grim is only useful in some places, and Melusi is easy to counter. As I said earlier, Capitao, just don't see a use on him. Thatcher, we covered him. Chichank and Thunderbird also covered him. Vigil, also him. Blackbeard, after the some of the latest updates and nerfs, his shield on his AR barely has any HP. Sense, easily counterable by Warden. Wamai and Jaeger, they're kinda mid. You can easily counter them too. Blitz, in a 1v1, yes, he's scary, but his shield doesn't cover his whole body, so if you're at least 2 people, he's just gonna run at you. One can take him, and the other one would probably take a shot or 2 and be fine for the rest of the round. Clash, disgusting, but also banned quite a lot, which makes me put her in D because you can barely play her. Flourish, you can just run from his flourish roam, so that's kinda useless. Twitch, we covered her. Drone, that's 1 tap, which is okay, but yeah, it's not ideal. Warden can counter people like operators like Sense, a little bit Blitz. He can also counter Ying and smokes, etc. Glass a little bit, except for Glass is a sniper, so long range Glass is gonna win. Kavera, also banned quite a lot. She's not beginner friendly at all. Her playstyle is just very different, and you need to have a good understanding of how to play her, and she's not easy to play. Brava, I'm gonna put her in C, even though her ability is okay. She's gonna spend 90% of the round droning, and then there's like 20 seconds left of the round, and you're gonna lose. So, Ayana, when she deploys her drone, you can jump out the window or whatever, kill her, easy. Bandit, we covered him. You're better off picking Kate. Ella, she's good for noise suppression, and we all know that sounds is the most important thing in Siege. Frost, easily counterable, just watch out where you go. Sometimes she's good, but most of the time she's just bad. Jaeger and Mamai, we covered them. Also easily counterable. Lesion, he's okay. You can kind of trap players with him, but you gotta be in the right situation. But yeah, most of the time after the last few updates, his lesion, his poison needles are more and more visible to the attackers. So yeah, Echo banned sometimes. His echo drones are very visible and therefore easily counterable. IQ, she's okay. Could be better, but yeah, she's probably good for newer players to learn the places of default camps, etc. Nope. You have to roam with her, otherwise she doesn't really make a difference. And yeah, she doesn't have noise suppression like Camera does, so I'm gonna put her in C. Amaru and Marcy is okay, and Amaru 9% of the times you're gonna die rushing in. Yeah, Gridlock, she's okay. She can trap people, but you can easily just one tap her her spikes and just run away. Callie, she's a very good sniper. For example, on bank, if you're hanging windows, you can just shoot straight into side on second floor and CEO. So sometimes, some situations, she's good. Dokkaebi and Lion, they're okay, but yeah, you kind of have to use them in the right way. Like, use your ability and then push them so they can't really do anything about it. Now Glass, after some thinking, I'm gonna put him in B, as the reasons given earlier. Maestro, he's 9 out of 10 times he's gonna be on camps and just die. His camps are much more vulnerable in the latest updates, and therefore it's only gonna be a B for me. Nomad, some 1v1s, she can be good, but yeah. Other than that, I wouldn't play her. Aruni, she's also okay for example, if they're trying to rush, you can play Aruni and they can't rush as quick. Or if they want to, they're gonna use some of their gadgets and utilities. Merrick, he is very loud when burning through reinforced walls, but as a thing that kind of lifts him up on the tier list is that he can still burn through walls that are electrified by either Bandit or Arcade, which makes him also good, but not as good as Thermine. Finka, she can revive downed teammates all around the map, and she can give a boost to HP. Zero, his camps are very loud and very vulnerable, like you can one-tap him, so I'm only gonna give him B. And Alibi, sometimes you can trick people, but it's very rare. If they know that someone is playing Alibi, they're just gonna not shoot it and know which one is actually you. And that's gonna put an end to this video. I hope you liked the video. This is gonna be my first and very own Rainbow Six Siege tier list, as I mentioned earlier in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like. You can also subscribe if you regret it. It's free. You can just unsubscribe again. Yes, that is gonna be everything from me, and have a good day.